DJI's move toward a 360-degree avatar is one of the clearest signals yet that immersive aerial video is leaving niche experiments and moving into mainstream drone design. The idea is simple but powerful. Take the Avatar platform, which is already built for agile, first-person view flight, and add a true spherical camera so that every flight becomes a full surround capture. Leaks and reporting over the past months point to a model often called the Avatar 360, sometimes discussed as an Avatar 3 with a 360 module. And those sources suggest DJI is aiming to reuse the imaging muscle it showed with the Osmo 360 while keeping the Avatar's familiar flight and control style. This narrative is supported by multiple recent reports and leaked images that show a twin-lens camera housing on an Avatar-style airframe, and by the fact that DJI's own Osmo 360 specs set a plausible technical baseline for what a drone-mounted 360 system might deliver. If DJI does combine the Avatar chassis with the Osmo 360's imaging approach, the practical result would be a major step up in quality for 360 drone footage. The Osmo 360 introduced twin large sensors and the ability to capture native 8K spherical video, and early reviews and spec sheets show excellent dynamic range and long continuous recording times for an action-style camera. Transplanting that class of sensor into an Avatar-style drone would mean much higher detail and better low-light performance than the tiny sensors used in early consumer 360 rigs. That does not happen automatically. Mounting, vibration control, and stitching software all matter, and DJI would need to tune stabilization and image processing specifically for airborne capture. Still, the Osmo 360's presence in DJI's product family gives a realistic hardware path to an Avatar 360 that could genuinely outclass today's 360 drones. Leaked images and informed rumor threads add texture to the idea. Several outlets and well-known leakers have published photos that look like a small Avatar body with a dual-lens sphere mounted in front, and they claim the drone will be able to switch between full 360 capture and a more conventional forward-facing FPV view. Reports place the launch window in late 2025, and some regional price hints have circulated, but none of that is official. The pattern in these leaks suggests DJI might position the product as a versatile tool that can serve content creators who want immersive footage for VR and spatial video, while still offering the control and responsiveness that FPV pilots expect. Until DJI makes an announcement, however, every timing, price, and exact spec number should be treated as provisional. From a workflow perspective, a 360 Avatar changes how you plan flights and post-production. Shooting everything in 360 means you don't have to point the camera exactly where the action will be, and that freedom is liberating for creative pilots. It also creates extra steps. Spherical footage must be stitched, color graded across the full sphere, and then either exported as flattened equirectangular video for streaming and editing, or kept in spherical form for VR playback. File sizes will be large, especially if DJI follows the Osmo 360 lead and offers 8K capture, and that increases demands on cards, storage, and editing machines. Content makers who want the best results will need to account for higher data rates, more careful gimbal and vibration damping, and likely new plugins or workflows that handle spherical stabilization and object-aware stitching. Reviews of the Osmo 360 show that DJI is thinking about these needs, but aerial capture introduces its own constraints that DJI must solve through hardware and software. Safety, sensing, and regulations are another practical area where the Avatar 360 concept raises questions. If DJI keeps the Avatar's compact, lightweight approach, the drone could fall under lighter regulatory classes in many countries, which reduces paperwork and makes it easier for creators to fly. But adding a large dual-lens camera could increase weight and change aerodynamics, and countries have different rules for UAVs with more than a minimal mass. Obstacle sensing and return-to-home behaviors also matter more for spherical capture, because pilots may not be looking through a forward FPV view while a drone is recording in every direction. Several leaks mention upgraded sensing or LiDAR elements to keep the drone safe in complex environments, which would be a sensible design direction if DJI wants the product to appeal to both FPV pilots and general content creators. Always check local rules before assuming a drone's class or permitted operations. Competition in the 360 drone space is heating up, and that is probably pushing DJI to move fast. Companies like Insta360 have already explored spinning camera or special rotor layouts to get full sphere captures. And independent projects have shown the appetite for immersive aerial content in mapping, real estate, and cinematic work. DJI's strengths are its mature flight control, robust transmission systems, and deep integration between hardware and editing apps. If DJI ships a polished Avata 360 that balances image quality, flight performance, and a sensible editing toolset, it will likely become the reference product for creators who want simple, reliable spherical aerial video. On the other hand, compromises in weight, flight time, or price could make it a niche tool for enthusiasts rather than a mainstream hit. For anyone considering whether to buy or wait, the practical answer depends on the use case. If you need immediate FPV performance and conventional forward-facing footage, current Avata models are proven and well-supported. If immersive spherical capture is central to your work, waiting makes sense because the Avata 360, if it arrives as described in leaks, could remove many of today's technical limits on aerial 360 quality. Keep an eye on official DJI channels and reputable review sites for hands-on tests, and plan for the larger workflow and storage needs that true 8K spherical capture demands. Until DJI confirms the product and publishes a full spec sheet, treat leaks as an optimistic preview rather than a final promise. In short, the idea of a DJI Avata that natively captures 360-degree 8K spherical video is exciting because it combines immersive imaging with a flight platform that is already beloved by creators. Recent leaks and the existence of the Osmo 360 make the concept plausible and technically achievable. The key questions that remain are how DJI will manage weight, stabilization, sensing, and editing workflow, and whether they can deliver an easy, reliable product at an attractive price. Follow official DJI updates and trusted hands-on reviews to separate confirmed features from hopeful rumor. And if 360 content matters to your work, be ready to adapt your storage and editing setup for much larger, more complex files.